Welcome everyone to the Better Love Movement podcast, where you will finally learn how to intentionally do dating and relationships right. My name is Anita Stoudemire, and I'm a licensed professional therapist and your personal love mentor. I've worked with thousands of singles and couples, giving them the skills needed to attract and keep the amazing love they desire. It's my heart's work to help people to get the skills needed to not only become the very best versions of themselves, but to help them grow and evolve emotionally and relationally. You can absolutely have the romantic relationship of your dreams. Come and let me show you how. Hey everybody, it's Anita with Better Love Movement. And today we are in episode, man, these episodes are running by. Episode number 46. I'm going to have a big, huge giveaway when I get to episode 50. And I'm trying to decide if I want to take a break and break this up into like seasons. A part of me does not, because I just enjoy doing this so much. I really love doing this. I don't ever want to take a break from it because I really enjoy doing this. And I can record 2 or 3 episodes a day. But anyway, I digress. So we're in episode 46, and it's called The Modern Day Feminine Woman. And the reason why I wanted to do this episode is because I have been working with a lot of ladies recently and have decided that that's probably my niche, right? I do a lot of couples coaching and I have worked with men before, but I'm finding that my passion and my purpose is for women. Because honestly, I believe we have it in us, ladies, to turn this ship around. This ship that we are on and have been on for some time, where we have slipped away from our feminine mystique, slipped away from our feminine allure. And we've been sold this lie. We've been sold this lie that the way to manage our relationships now, this quote unquote, like modern day 2019 way in which to be in relationships or to be out here dating, is to basically do the whole what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Right? So I have seen in the last 5 or 6 years, I have seen this thing where men, they've been cutting up for a long time, right? Let's keep it real. Men have been cutting up for a long time. And there's been this shift recently where the women feel like they need to outdo the men. They need to be them times 100. And I honestly don't get it. I do not understand it. I never have. I never will. At no point, ladies, do I want you to do the things that men do. And don't do them with this guise of, well, they've been doing this for so long. They've been acting up. They've been, walking away from their kids. They've been making kids and walking away from them, or they've been out here sleeping around, or they've been, doing this and doing that. Okay, hold on. So all those things are very negative. Okay. And I'm not interested in following that. So all of the things that a lot of the women that I've talked with, that they say, yeah, men have been doing this forever and they've been getting away with it forever. Why would you, as a woman, as a person, why would you want to follow in that bad behavior footsteps? That's the first question. So I really cannot wrap my head around that. And this whole idea that, oh, men can go out here and sleep around and they're not called a slut, they're not called a whore. Okay, I don't want to do that anyway. On no given day, do I want to go out here and sleep with all these different people that I'm not committed to? Why? Why? I'm better than that. And as a woman, I want us to be better than that. And then two, I got some sad news for you ladies. We're not built that way. Biologically, we are not built to do that. When we are under the age of 45, we got estrogen flowing. And that estrogen flowing creates this bonding between us and men. And we bond. If we lay down and have intercourse with a man, 9 times out of 10, we're going to bond to him. In our minds, he's our man. Like we're married without the license or the covenant, but he's our man. And that's for, my ladies who are, the estrogen is flowing. And so a lot of young women think that they can go out and do this and that they're going to get away with this unscathed. You're not. You're not. I need you to hear me well, and especially my millennial women. Like I work with so many 20, 21 to 30-year-olds, and they think they can do this behavior and get out of it unscathed, and you can't. You can't. There is a bonding, there is a soul tie that is forming, and it's going to affect you. I see some women where it affects them physically. It definitely affects them emotionally. There's just a spirit about them that is very unsettled and unhappy and empty. So I really want to impress upon you ladies, like there is no honor in going out here and doing what men are doing. There's no honor in you dropping your kid off with someone or leaving your kid because, I'm a single mom and the dads are doing it. And well, I can do it. Why would you want to do that? That's my question. Why on earth would you want to do something that someone else is doing that's negative just to say, well, now we're even? What sense does that make? So that in my mind, that is toxic femininity. If you're trying to follow in the footsteps of a man, and not a very good one, right? Not a very good man. A man who's out here sleeping around, out here making a bunch of kids and leaving them. If you're trying to do that, no, please don't. And stand strong knowing that when you're living right and you're doing the right thing, when you're honoring your body, when you're taking care of the child that you created, even if you're doing it alone, there's going to be a rich reward in that. Believe that. Like, don't believe this hype. And this whole idea of women being savages, women using what they got to get what they want, that is toxic femininity. There is nothing good that's going to be gained from that. And even if you think that living this lifestyle, I'm out here, doing me and getting what I need to get from men and using my body and using, what I got to get what I want, it's going to catch up with you. I want you to hear me well and believe that. You're not going to come out of this unscathed. No one does. Women are not built that way. We are not biologically meant for a reason. And honestly, I don't want to be. I don't want to be a man. I don't want to do what a man does on no given day. I'm better than that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the true modern day feminine woman. And this is the feminine energy woman. And this is in 2019. So I'm going to bring it into right now, this year. This is what a powerful, positive, feminine woman is about. And I want to talk a little bit about this. And I want to make sure that as women, young ladies, whether we're, 25, 35, 45, 55 and above, that this is our blueprint. This is what we are after when we're thinking about feminine power mastery. So the qualities of a modern day feminine woman: she is a high value woman. She loves herself. Her self-esteem is through the roof. She's confident. She's smart. She's ambitious, right? She has dreams and goals. She is sensual and loving. She's positive and she's optimistic. She sees the best in situations and in people, and she's growing. She's growing all the time. She's always looking to be her best. She's always looking to be better. She expects to have her needs met, especially by the men in her life. She does not go into dating situations and relationship situations negatively. Like, she actually expects for men to treat her with cherishing and respect. And she keeps her thoughts positive about that. Feminine women are open and they're receptive. Okay? They don't deny any good thing that anyone wants to give them. They are open and receptive. They are passive and patient. And this patience piece, it is difficult. I understand it. I'm still working on it. It is still a struggle for me even now to be patient in certain things in certain areas. When I want something done, or when I want to see something, completed, I want it like yesterday. I want to have it done as soon as it can be done. But this is a journey that I'm on. And especially when I'm working with other people, when I'm in a team, I have to make sure that I'm working on being patient. Because if I'm giving a task to someone else to do, I want them to do it. That's one less thing for me to do. I want to get it taken off my plate, and I need to be patient in having that person complete that task. And lastly, she is vulnerable. And that's a dirty word to a lot of our modern day women. They don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to speak from their heart. They don't want to express how they feel. And remember, that is the number one power you have as a woman, is how you feel about things, how you feel about certain circumstances and people and men. How do you really feel about them? We are so cut off today from our feelings. A lot of us don't know how we feel. And in our culture here in the United States, there's like 4 or 5 emotions that we're allowed to have as people. And, anger is one of them. That's like right up there at the top. It is socially acceptable for you to be angry, for you to be pissed off about something. But it is less socially acceptable for you to be sad or hurt or confused or frustrated or lonely, So there's a myriad of feelings. There's like thousands of feelings words. And we only use like 3 or 4 or 5 words to express how we feel. And so the modern day woman, she dives deep. She uses lots and lots of words to express how she feels. So that's something that I teach my ladies in my coaching program. I really encourage them to speak from how they feel. The modern day feminine woman, she has healthy boundaries. Oh, this is a big one. And so if you've heard me speak about the difference between walls and boundaries, that was in another podcast episode. The healthy feminine woman, she does not have walls, right? Things have happened to her in her life, maybe bad things. But what that has taught her is to not build up walls. It has taught her to have healthy, firm boundaries with people. Okay? So she gets what she wants by knowing what she doesn't want. And I work with so many ladies, and the first thing we do is we work on what that ideal relationship looks like or feels like. And so I always start off by asking them what they don't want. And it's easy for them to know that because I just asked them about the last 3 relationships they were in. And they start listing off all the things in those relationships that they did not want. And I write it down. I take notes. And then starting from there, we start to form what they do want. But the feminine woman, she knows what she doesn't want, and that gets her closer to what she does want. The modern day feminine woman appreciates her man and all that he gives her. She never makes demands on him or his resources. So there's a video going around and it's about a woman who's saying, if you want to be with me, if you want to date me, if you want to take me out, you got to pay for my hair and nails. You got to pay my bills. You got to do this. You got to do that. No, ladies. The modern day feminine woman does not make demands on a man. She accepts what he gives her, and she does it with appreciation. She accepts every good thing that he gives to her. But she knows that whole bill paying and getting hair and nails done and all of that, that's a husband benefit. She understands that. That is a husband benefit. Just like for me, having sex, that's a wife benefit. So you don't even need to ask. You don't even need to go there. That's a wife benefit from me to you. That's for my husband. And it's the same with him paying bills in my home. Paying bills, getting things fixed and taking my car to get worked on. I don't expect that. Now, if a man offers to do that, of course, I will say yes, because that is the healthy modern day feminine woman's mantra. She does not deny a man who wants to give her any good thing, who wants to do for her. Her answer is yes. And so if a man said to me, well, if I'm dating you and I wanted to get your car detailed, or I wanted to help you out, or I wanted to buy groceries or do this or that, if you offer it, yes, I will say yes. But at no point will I expect it. At no point will I make demands on you for that. No. The feminine woman accepts what her man gives to her. She does not demand anything. She's never loud or crass or rude. She's a lady at every turn. She's a lady in the language that she uses, the tone. She's a lady. She loves herself and she trusts her judgment. And see, this is how we're able to keep those walls down, ladies, because we trust ourselves. We don't have trust issues with people because we trust ourselves. We trust our intuition. We trust our instinct. We trust our judgment. So remember, we have healthy boundaries. We have firm boundaries, but we don't put up walls. We don't need to. The modern day feminine woman, she takes excellent care of herself. She loves being pampered. She loves being doted on. And she requires that the men in her life cherish her thoughts and her feelings. And that looks like actually caring about how she feels about things. That's something that she requires of the men in her life. She's in touch with how she feels, and she expresses this to her man. She operates with men from the place of knowing what she wants in a relationship and focuses on getting what she wants first. So if a man is giving something to her that she does not want, she's okay with expressing that. Oh, no, thank you. I do not want that, but thank you. No, thank you. So she has excellent boundaries. She knows how to connect with a man from her heart. Okay? And although she is accomplished and she's smart, she may be very educated, she may have a wonderful job, a wonderful position at her company, she doesn't lead with this information. There's another video going around and it's all about, there's a guy saying that, ladies, if you're educated and if you have a big house and if you have, a six-figure job and you drive a nice car and this and that, you have all these things, that men don't care about that. All men care about is looks and your body and how you take care of yourself. That's all men care about. Again, I think that was taken out of context in the sense of Men are not impressed by your level of education. They're not impressed like we are by what you physically have. Those things are not as impressive to a man. A man doesn't want a woman who's a dummy. You know, he's not looking for an airheaded woman, a woman who has nothing in her head and can't talk about anything, isn't cultured. Of course not. He's looking for a high value woman. But hear me well, ladies. I don't want you to lead with that information. That information is not the selling point to a man. A man needs to connect with you on a heart level. He is not going to fall in love with your PhD or your education. He's not going to fall in love with your big house or your car. He's going to fall in love with the way you all connect on a heart level and the way you make him feel. That's the most important piece I want to express to my educated, accomplished, smart, ambitious women. I mean, I think it's amazing that you have a business. I think it's amazing that you have an education, that you're well-spoken. I think it's amazing that you have a law degree. I think it's amazing that you manage your money well and that you have a beautiful home. And I think all of those things are amazing. But what a man wants to know is how he feels about you, how you feel about him. He wants you to connect with him from your heart. There's something about you that magnetically draws him in. There's something about how he feels when he's with you. That's more important than all of that. And a good, healthy man, he loves all of that too. He considers that, oh my gosh, my woman is just all the way around. She's amazing. But the most important thing to him is how he connects with your heart and how you make him feel. That's the most important piece. And that's the part that I work with my ladies on, really making sure that they're connecting with that man on a heart level, on a deeper level than just what they do, what they have. That's what I think that man was trying to express when he put out that video. That yes, a man loves a beautiful looking woman, but to me, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than just the physical. It's how that woman makes him feel in his manhood. That is it. That is the magnetic, alluring, feminine energy piece that I want women to fall back into. That is it. When a man feels like even more of a man, when a man feels needed and wanted and just admired, that's that connection, that glue that just makes him go, ooh, it's something about her. And let me be all the way 100. You don't have to be the finest thing out there. You don't have to have the most snatched waist and the biggest behind and the longest hair. There is a way to do this, ladies, and you don't have to look like an Instagram model. I mean, seriously, I know some men personally that they don't have an Instagram model looking woman on their arm, but she has this feminine power. She has this feminine power that I teach ladies to lean back in. And she has that man wrapped around her finger. The modern day feminine woman, as smart as she is, as much as she knows, she does not give unsolicited advice to her man. And she allows him to pursue her. This is a big one. The modern day feminine woman, she does not chase men. She does not lead their interactions. She does not do all of the planning. She does not do all of the pursuing, the calling, and the texting. She allows a man space to miss her. She allows a man space to pursue her. And when he does, she is gloriously receptive to his pursuit. She lets him know in only the way that she can, "Oh, I've been waiting for you. Thank you. It feels so good to hear from you." And this makes him feel like, oh, it was worth it. It was worth it. This pursuit was worth it. She's super sweet on the outside, kind of like a marshmallow, right? All soft and sweet. Ooh. But inside, see, those healthy boundaries, inside she's like cold hard steel. Okay? So what you see on the outside is like just sweet, soft, and feminine. But on the inside, okay, if you step at her wrong, if you're disrespectful, if you're crass, if you're rude, she has a way in which to check you, but it is never nasty or mean. It is a really strong boundary. She's also never overtly sexual, but she has a sensuality about her that attracts healthy masculine men, and it creates this curiosity in them for more. So she has a way of dressing. She has a way of wearing her clothing in such a way that it is modest, but yet it is just enough to make a man curious about her. It's kind of like a well-wrapped package, right? The wrapping and the bow and everything looks pretty, but you really want to know what's underneath it. Like, what is in this package? That is what the modern day feminine woman is like. She allows people to give to her. She never refuses any good thing from anyone, not just men, but everybody. So if anyone offers her assistance, she takes it because she knows her worth. And therefore, she doesn't push people or their gifts away. She knows who she is, and she doesn't feel the need to justify her wants or her needs to anyone. And this looks like her expressing how she feels about something, and that's it. There isn't a whole lot of her trying to explain or justify. She simply states how she feels about something, or if she likes something or doesn't like something, and that's it. She acknowledges her desire to get married and have a family one day. One of the quotes that I gave to an article that I was interviewed for was that there is nothing wrong with having dating and marriage as a life priority, right? And so a lot of women want to deny that. They, in their, I guess, feminist mind, they want to deny this desire to date, to get married, to be in a relationship, to have a family. Why? Why would you do that? That is healthy and normal. Now, there are a lot of people who may say, oh, it's not that big of a deal to me. If it happens, it happens. But you know what? I encourage my modern day feminine women to own that desire, to not let anyone or the culture make them feel bad about wanting that. That is, to me, natural and normal. And that doesn't come from a place of desperation. That simply states that, yes, this is something I would like to do. Again, I don't need to justify it. I don't need to explain it. It's a heart's desire that I have. Just like I have a heart's desire to travel to Greece. And so I don't need to go off into a long tangent about why. This is something I would like to do. She recognizes that coming together with a healthy masculine man will enhance her life and her happiness. So ladies, remember, a man wants to make us happy. He does not want to be the sole reason for us being happy. And so remember, I had explained in another podcast the difference between being needy and having genuine needs met. And so a needy woman is a woman who says, I need you, man, or anybody else outside of me to do these things or be this way so that I can be happy. And that's needy. A healthy modern day feminine woman does lots of things to create happiness within herself, within her life. And she knows that everything outside of her can add to that happiness, can enhance that happiness, including a man, including a relationship, a marriage, her children. And so her happiness is not solely tied up in something outside of her or a man, but it can enhance her life and her happiness. The modern day feminine woman, she knows how to be a part of a team, and that going somewhere alone, it may get her there faster, but going with someone else will help her to go farther. There's a great quote that says that if you want to go fast, you're going to do it alone, but if you want to go far, you're going to do it with others. And so the healthy modern day feminine woman, she knows this. She doesn't react to things with her ego. She knows that she doesn't always have to express every thought she has, and that she would rather preserve the intimacy between her and her man than to be right. And I have to get on a lot of ladies about this idea of I'm right about this. He's wrong, and I've got to express that at every turn. But the modern day feminine woman understands that when she steps out of her ego, and this is for everybody, this is a lesson for everybody, that's your ego mind speaking. This idea that you've got to be right, you've got to win. And the modern day feminine woman, she's better than that. She's higher than that. It's not about winning. It's about preserving the intimacy between her and her man. And she doesn't need to just voice every thought that she has. She has good emotional intelligence, good emotional regulation. The modern day feminine woman, she has a life full of hobbies and interests. She has passions and a purpose that excites her. She would never cancel her plans for a man, but will make suggestions for them to get together on another day. She has goals and dreams of her own, and she wants to partner with someone who likewise has goals and dreams, has passions, has pursuits that they're actively going after. Remember, she takes excellent care of herself and her physical appearance. She works out regularly. She takes great care to wear beautiful, well-fitting clothing. She's modest. She takes care of her personal hygiene, her hair, her nails. They're always clean and well kept. She eats healthy, nourishing foods because she knows that this helps her to feel her best and help her to look her best. She feels good in her own skin, right? She truly loves herself, and she's humble and authentic. She is comfortable being appropriately vulnerable with people, especially men. Remember, she does not act always out of her ego. She's able to step outside of that, to lay that down, and she'd rather have intimacy with the people in her life, her friends, her family, her children, and her man. That's more important to her than pretending or not being her authentic self. She's an excellent communicator and gets what she wants by knowing what she doesn't want. She remembers those things that she doesn't want, and that steers her, that leads her toward getting what she wants and making sure that she's going towards what she wants by knowing what she doesn't want. She focuses on the thoughts and feelings she is having first, then she shares them with others as a way to get her needs met. She's constantly growing and changing for the better. She regularly feeds her soul and makes sure that the people around her are positive and supportive. She has excellent emotional intelligence, and she's self-reflective. Remember, she manages her emotions well, and she's careful to respond to situations and people instead of reacting. Now, this is a journey I encourage everyone to go on. Emotional intelligence is key. It's even believed to be more important than education and skill in certain areas. It's that emotional intelligence that's really going to help us to go far in life. The modern day feminine woman is a master at flirting with men, and she would never approach a man first or speak first or chase a man in any way. She has a way of attracting healthy masculine men by igniting a man's hero instinct. She gives men room to help her and assist her with things. She checks her pride at the door, and she asks for what she needs. She's not uncomfortable asking a man to meet her needs, and she actually expects that he will meet it. She sees her body as precious, and she would never give it to a man that she is not in a committed, exclusive relationship with. She knows how valuable her sexuality is and does not use it in ways that are not honorable. She is able to stay emotionally neutral with her suitors until it is certain what his intentions are for her and the relationship. Remember, I encourage women to date 2 or 3 men at a time, and I mean date. Go out, do things, have experiences, and go places together. There is never any sex or sexual intercourse of any kind because we are just getting to know that person. We're feeling out their energy. We're feeling out the chemistry, and we're also feeling out the compatibility. We're seeing how we communicate, and then we're going to see what chemistry is there. She always seeks long-term satisfaction over short-term gratification. And so to my younger ladies out here, these ideas of jumping into bed with a man that you've known 2 or 3 dates, that's a short-term gratification. I can assure you, you're not going to get the long-term results that you're seeking doing that. And so you bridle that flesh, because what you're looking for long-term is worth waiting for. I can't express that enough. The modern day feminine woman focuses more on the relationship she wants to have over the man and what he has, what he looks like, what his job is, what his education is, and all of the outward wrapping. She's more focused on, can this man give me the relationship that I want? She's not impressed with things, and she focuses more on a man's character and his values. She is strong, but in a subtle way, and she's never bullheaded or overpowering. She knows that less is more. She doesn't go out of her way to chase a man, and she would never seek to convince a man to be with her. This is for all of my ladies who are in relationships now, and that relationship's been going on for a long time, and you want to start to campaign for the ring or campaign for engagement or marriage. My modern day feminine women, they know better than that. They know their worth. And if this man can't see it, they exit stage left, because some other man will. He will chase her to the ends of the earth. She will never campaign for a man to marry her. That will never happen. She doesn't ever buy into this scarcity mindset. And she knows that there are lots of available, healthy, masculine energy men out there for her. I can't say enough about this. I have fallen into this mindset myself, and when I tell you, ladies, it's damaging. It's incredibly damaging, this scarcity mindset that will have you believe, and men, they're going to be the first ones to sell you this, that if you leave them, you're going to be alone. There's not another good man out there. There aren't enough good men to go around. Do not believe it. Do not believe it. It's that mindset that will get you into situations, have you settle for situations that are less than what you deserve. I cannot express this enough. I want you to believe me. I really do. I mean this with all of my heart. I believe this for a long time myself. And I woke up and realized, but I have what I don't want. It can't be worse than that. I am with something that I don't want. I'll never have what I want until I get rid of what I don't want. So I want you to believe that, ladies. There are healthy, masculine energy men out here who would love to give and do for you. And you have the ability to ignite in a man. Let's say that part of him is asleep. You have the ability to ignite that in him. There are women out there right now who are in relationships that are telling me, my man is not like that. He's not bringing in the groceries. He's not giving and doing. He's not. But you have it in you. You have the ability to reignite that, to flip that switch on again. And I'm encouraging you to start there. Okay? With the skills that you can learn, you have the ability to flip that switch again. Lastly, the modern day feminine woman, her approach to dating, it's always the wait and see. She has no expectations when she is interacting with men. She doesn't make up these stories in her head about her dates. And you know what I'm talking about, ladies. You go on that one date, you come off of that date and you're telling everybody he's the one. You've got your wedding planned. You've got the last name on yours. You know what I'm talking about. No. You've got a life. You've got a full and rich life. And you have these dates, you have these interactions with men, and they're just called so what? Until it's something, it's nothing. That is always my firm and fast advice. Until it's something, it's nothing. Period. And perhaps that date was fun. It was interesting. You learned something. You met a new person. That's it. I want you to leave that date with that experience. That's it. That's all it is. And hopefully the experience was good and positive. That experience may never happen again. For whatever reason, that man may decide that you and he are not a good fit. Okay, so what? Well, I'll put that in my folder as, oh, wow, that was a great first and only date with this man. So, if it doesn't happen again, it doesn't say anything about my worth and value. It doesn't say anything about me not being good enough. It's an experience. And I've had plenty of them with lots of different situations. So please, it's nothing until it's something. Okay? Wait and see. This is where the patience comes in. So we're always more offensive in our dating than defensive. The modern day feminine woman, she's comfortable in her feminine power. And she knows that she's the gatekeeper to all of her interactions with men. She is interviewing these men to be with her. She's making the decision. She's deciding what this is going to be. And so that's the place I want you to move from, your feminine power. And if I could give that, if I could just give that to each and every woman out there to get back into this place where you are the prize. I just wish I could reach through here and give that to every single woman I know, because you are. You have something every man on the planet wants. And I wish a lot of you would act like it and really see it as so precious. See it as worth $1 trillion. You don't just give that to anybody. This person's truly got to be deserving. They've got to earn it. And you've got to, in turn, want to give it to this person because they've made you feel so comfortable and so secure and so wanted and desired and cherished. All of those things have to be in place before you even give what is you, the gift that is you. So ladies, I want you to lean into your feminine power. We have gotten away from this. We have bought into this lie that how we need to be successful with men and relationships and just out here in the world, period, is by being in our masculine energy. And while it is necessary for us to use that energy, I use it. I run 2 businesses. I have to use that energy for my businesses. I have to use that energy for my family and to get things done. But there is a whole nother side of me that when I take that off and I lean back into my feminine energy and I allow people to give to me and do for me, and it feels amazing. Every time I get a pedicure, every time I get a massage, every time I'm sitting relaxing and petting my cat or reading a book, every time I'm just, out in nature, every time I am expressing my feminine energy, and it feels good. It rejuvenates me. It recharges me. I want us to get back to that, ladies. So you have the blueprint. You know exactly what a modern day feminine woman is. So now I want you to ask yourself, how many of those boxes have I checked? How many of those things am I right now? How do I lean more into this? Well, I got the answer. So there is a course that I've created for all you ladies who want to learn more about this, who want to master this skill. It's called 30 Days to Mastering Your Feminine Power. And it is on the Udemy platform, udemy.com. If you put in the coupon code BETTERLOVE, the number 5, BETTERLOVE5, you will get $5 off of this course right now. And in 30 days, if you go through each module of this course, if you download all of your PDFs and complete them, if you apply each of the skills that you're going to learn in this course, I guarantee you, I promise you, you're going to start to see results. You're going to start to feel better. You're going to feel more confident. Your self-esteem is going to go through the roof. You're going to become magnetically attractive to the men in your life. If you're in a relationship, your relationship is going to start to get better, more intimacy, more romance. You're going to experience some cherishing from your guy. If you are out here dating, you're going to see men just start looking at you, start opening doors, start paying for things and just wanting to do for you. They're going to feel this vibe, this magnetic attraction to you. They can't even explain it. And it is amazing. So check out the course. Check out the course. The other thing I want to let you know is we have a free workshop coming up, a free webinar. It is on September 8th at 7:00 p.m. Myself and Sarah Lena from Sarah Lena Coaching Services, we're going to be doing a live and in-person workshop online. You can go to Instagram, you can go to my Facebook. They're all Better Love Movement, and you can click on those links. You can do a search for it on Eventbrite. Feminine Power Mastery in Relationships and in Business. And please sign up. Check it out. It is totally 100% free. You get a live coaching experience from the both of us, and it's going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing. So please take advantage of this as well. I thank you so much for listening today. If you have a relationship or a dating question that you want to have answered on the show, please feel free to send it to me at info@betterlovemovement.com. You can also reach out to me through my contact page on my website, betterlovemovement.com, if you want to be coached privately, or if you want me to come and speak at any events that you're having. Most importantly, It's really important, if you love what you're hearing, to rate and review this podcast. Give us a 5-star review and share this podcast with anyone else that you know could use this information. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, stay open to love.